So we're looking at the Insoon set number SC8828, and I'm going to call it the Magic Clock Tower for now. And the reason that I don't know what to call it is Insoon has not really put a name on it. If you look at the Amazon product listing, the full name is Magic Clock Tower Building Set with Light. 1,566 pieces, big medieval castle house construction model with owl and garden, comma, home decor, building block kit for adults, teens, boys, girls, 12 and up. So I think Insoon, if you're listening, if you want to improve, you should commit to names. So, oh, I see there is a name, Medieval Clock Tower. All right, so they put one on the side. That's great. Commit to the names. That will help make these products stand out instead of them feeling a little bit generic. And I know these don't come with any kind of characters, but that often helps build a story, make the brand a little bit more memorable. But right now, they feel a little bit lifeless, and it's because there isn't a name, there isn't a story, there is no backstory, there's no characters. So if Insoon can improve in those areas, I think they'll have a really good portfolio on their hands. So we'll look at the box, we'll look at these parts, we'll look at the lighting kit and the instructions, but this is just the unboxing, and then I'll build it in a future video and we'll show it off in that future video. So what we're seeing here is a medieval style or European style clock tower, and it has some grounds on the bottom, some terrain, a gate, and then it has several floors, and it has this clock tower as well. And you can see here that the clock tower, the clock itself, there's a remote at the very back of it that you can turn, a remote gear, and then that will turn this the hands. And I'm assuming it turns both hands at the same time. They don't actually, they're not independent of each other. And you can see also that the interior has a living space, ladders to get from one floor to the other, and that terrain area has some flowers. It has an owl. It looks like a sign of some kind there, and I saw on the other side there's a bench. So they've got quite a few details, and of course it's got that little cat. And then as far as the part bags, you've got them numbered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Insoon's bags typically feel really chalky, so your hands don't feel good. These are a little bit chalky, but they're way better than they've been in the past. So good job, Insoon, for continuing to improve your bags. They were getting pretty bad before. There are also gold pieces in here, so you can see that they've done a nice job making this feel ornate, because they're using sand green, white, and gold, and that's kind of the, in a way, it's a trifecta of colors to indicate something ornate or expensive or royal. And I saw that it has printed parts, so I believe that's one of the like the stonework out in front of the building. So it's actually a printed piece that looks like stonework. The other large printed piece I found is that clock face. So it's obscured here, but it is printed, and that's good because it's a dish piece, so that would be really hard to put a sticker on correctly. So I'm glad they did the printing there. 2 16 by 16s, and then here's the light kit. So let's open that up. It is a 2x4 style light brick, and what you get are two 2x4 plates, and then a 2x6 plate, and it looks like they're set up in a single line, and that will make it easier probably to string it up the construction. I saw that this large one, the first one, it actually goes right behind the doorway, which is a great place for it. Then when you open the doors, the light will spill out. And then I'm guessing the other 2x4s are on the other floors as you snake your way up. So it comes with batteries. We'll pull that little isolator. We'll turn this on so we can see them. But they're nice and bright, surprisingly bright for button cell batteries. USB is usually, or sorry, LEDs are usually very efficient. So this is I'd say it's a little bit on the warmer white side, not quite 3000 K, but maybe a little bit higher than that, 4,000, maybe 4,000 K-ish. So that's kind of where they're at. Nice color. All right, and then the instructions. You'll notice that they are oriented in a portrait orientation for a book, like a normal book. Usually your manuals are like this, and you're opening it this way. But they've smartly said, you know what, we're building a tower, so most of the stuff in here is going to be tall. Let's go ahead and do it portrait orientation. So you see you build up the terrain, start to do that first floor, second floor, then you build the tree. And then the last step is the gate, and then the very top. And the footprint is a generous size. I'm gonna guess we're looking at what, 20 by 20 something, 25 by 25-ish for the footprint. And it's got a lot of curved pieces, so this will look pretty good on a shelf, standalone. If you want to work it into your city, you probably could by adding your own pieces. But I am expecting that this will have quite a bit of presence. It'll probably display very well. And then when you go to turn it on, that'll probably delight your friends. And I saw where the light box, or sorry, the battery box is hidden. It's actually hidden right here. So you can kind of make out the switch. So it's near the front of the structure, off to the side. You'll be able to get your hand in there, flip it on. And as far as swapping out the batteries, that could be a problem. If you needed to swap those out, it means that you'd have to deconstruct starting here. So it's great that they integrated it, but as far as swapping the batteries, you'll have a little bit of a challenge doing that when the time comes. All right, and then you can see all the instructions. They sort of use this light blue in order to say that that's a previous step. And what that does is it highlights the new steps, make them easier to find. And you can see we're snaking the wiring up. So they give you wiring information on where to run it. And then looks like they place it on these platforms under the tiles, which is great. That's a good way to do it. Makes it easier to manage so that you're not trying to string it on the underside of the next story. So I like that they did that. All right, so pretty easy to follow. Here you can see we're building the clock tower, and here's the mechanism and how it connects to the back. So when you rotate it, it actually is geared differently. And yeah, so you'll get a different effect. So it's not one-to-one. That might actually make it feel a little bit more rewarding to turn that dial. And here's a look at the grounds as we're building those up. And that gate, it's a nice ornate gate. And then the very top that finishes off the structure. All right, there you go. And then here's an image of, here is a better image of what the terrain looks like. So there's a lot in there. You don't really see that in the product photos, and you get a much better view of that terrain. And it looks as though there is one opening here that doesn't have a door at all. So, and based on the box art, here's the back. The entire back is open, so you can reach your hands in there and position figures, and you can do some play in there. And here's a bench and a little mushroom. All right, so there's your look. I hope that was helpful, help you decide if you wanted to buy this particular set. It is a cool set. I do have an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out. I get a tiny percentage if you buy through the affiliate link. If you like this video, please hit like. And if you could subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. All right, thank you very much.